let's move on to our next segment, which is Worldview, everyone, where we talk about what's happening in the world with regards to China. And it's kind of like our What's New segment, but a little different. So what do we have here? This is kind of interesting. Please introduce this.
Yeah, so The Economist, a very popular magazine I follow and read myself, says under Xi Jinping, it's not an endorsement, by the way, I just like The Economist. Okay. Under Xi Jinping, the number of Chinese asylum seekers has shot up. Now, if we look at this graph, you can see where Xi Jinping was appointed China's head of state. This is from China, all the way back to the year 2000. Right. You can see where he was appointed. And then you can see the graph just go absolutely crazy.
Yes.
And these are over 600,000 asylum seekers under Xi Jinping's regime. Yeah. Right? Why would that have gone up so drastically if, in fact, Xi Jinping's China is the utopia that they promote it to be?
Yeah.
Right? That's the real question.
That's a lot of people, 600,000.
That's a lot. It's a lot of people seeking asylum.
Never mind just the normal, legal immigrants, because... that's just asylum. Yeah, this is just asylum seekers. And from China. Why has it jumped drastically under Xi Jinping's lead if, everyone says it's so great?
Yeah, according to the CCP shills, life is just improving every single day. And there is no reason. And actually, a huge talking point amongst the CCP sycophants is that less people are leaving China because they're realizing how awesome it is.
Yeah.
They're deciding to stay put. Previously, they would buy into the American lie, or they call the American dream the American lie. They would buy into that, but now they know that they don't need that because the Chinese dream is what's important. Well, the data disagrees with you.
Yes.
Deeply.
Absolutely.
So what possible reasoning would you have? What was the argument that was posed to us when we tweeted this out?
Well, they said that's because Obama allowed the 10-year tourist visas. Yeah. So they said it gives people more chance to apply for asylum. But that's not true because a tourist visa to the States doesn't mean you get to stay in America for 10 years. It means that during a 10-year period, you're allowed to come and go for tourist trips. But it's limited. I think the maximum you can extend it to is 6 months at any given time. And you need to have a good reason for that. And then you can't just go out and come back in. No. You have to be out of the country then for another 6 months or more before you could come in for another trip, because what kind of a tourist stays for more than 6 months, So the rules are there. So that was their excuse. I know the real reason is, number one, that he first of all started to clamp down on, corrupt officials and so on. So you're going to have a lot of people who are like, holy crap, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? And they fled and did the asylum seeking thing.
You have religious
You have the religious persecution, obviously, people that ran away. And, of course, just people in general who don't want to be living under that kind of government.
I mean, the stats even follow the line of thought that the foreigners, since we left, I think it was actually since 2017, 150,000 foreigners have left China. Yeah. People flee when the situation gets worse. Yes. The situation in China, don't ever buy into the propaganda. The only thing you're seeing is an increase in propaganda. Yes. The situation in China has deteriorated in so many aspects.
Well, look, having spent 14 years in China, I met a lot of expats, okay? And a lot of people that had been there long term, people with business interests, they'd started companies, people with their families that had their kids there and all that kind of thing. All of the people that had been there long term, that had invested so much time and effort into China, have left.
Everyone.
The only people that are left are these scum. In general. Not all
not
the foreigners.
blanketing everyone. Saying, people we knew.
Yeah, the kind of guys that are just there for the
if
life
you're in
of
China,
the party.
we're not calling you scum.
No, the people that are there for the life of the party, the kind of people that are just living week to week, doing some kind of English teaching job, getting drunk all the time, messing around. Those are the kind of people that you see. There are, of course, a couple of people that are tankies, people that love communism and all that kind of stuff that have really latched on. Or, of course, the CCP shills who their job now is to do propaganda for the Chinese government. But very few decent people that have spent in a decent amount of time and invested enough time in China are left. Very, very few.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just out of our own experience of people that we know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the numbers don't lie.
No.
And
don't like hips.
Yeah, exactly. You can just look at this and say, well, if China's so great, why are more and more people applying for asylum?
2010, I will agree. 2010 was a good year.
Yeah.
In China.
I mean,
that was the dip.
I honestly thought that I would be living the rest of my life in China at that point.
Me too.
You know?